N. Soon, Kitakami. Oh no, go away. Dude, the amount of fudge. The amount of... Jesus! There it is. Oh, tone. Okay. What do we have? Americans? We have. Oh, we can look at Constellation. Oh god, do we want to look at Constellation? What else do we have? We don't have anything else, but we can look at Constellation. What was the equipment? Dude, the amount of premiums in this game. Why is the premium list so much bigger than the tech tree list in World of Warships? Like, is it just me, or is like the size difference kind of off-putting when the amount of premiums is vastly outmatching the amount of tech tree ships? Standard 80-second reload. 10 km 30-second radar on tier 8. That's pretty oof. And you can slot spotter. Okay, that looks pretty spicy. 33 knots, this thing is fast. 17.4 with spotter, or without spotter. That's not the end of the world. That's actually pretty okay for tier 8. It has torpedoes. Oh yeah, this was the absolute gimmick factory, wasn't it? American BB with torps. 63.3k health. And 406mm guns, 30-second reload. Thick. Oh my god, there's a lot of broadside to shoot here though. Jesus Christ. Okay, someone needs to explain how this thing was doing 33 knots though. Oh boy, she thick. Oh boy, she thick. And this looks really terrible. Like, this thing, this right here looks designed to catch shells. This right here, this is like the box on the back of the Cristoforo Colombo that's just designed to arm all the AP in the world. $27, $27, $32. Yeah, this is a juicy target to shoot. Overmatch this and pen this. Christmas. Bling 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 bling. J-Bone, thank you for the 10. 27 nose as well. Upper belt is 57 though. 57, 57, 32. Okay, that's not too bad. It's an armor belt. It's actually not the Citadel belt, it's the armor belt. So the Citadel is behind this. This is a shit ton. The problem though with this, like, is this is gonna arm everything. Like, everything in the world is gonna be able to shoot this thing and arm it. But good lord, that is still the entire belt, 57. Like, wow, that's odd. That's really odd. Like, what? Why does this supposed light battle cruiser that has radar and stuff, why does this thing have much better armor than all the American BBs? Interesting. There is the Citadel. Let's see, let's get rid of this. Whoa, hold up. That is just above the waterline. Barely above the waterline. Well, it actually, no, it does. With the waves, it does go below. It dips with the waterline. So it's a waterline Citadel. Waterline Citadel, okay. Interesting. 152 belt. 152 belt? Okay, so this isn't even Citadel, this is just above the Citadel. The Citadel itself is just back down here, so it's got 152, it's got 32, 152, and 38. So no overmatching. Wow, 51mm Citadel, so it's not going to be overmatched Citadel at all. And even punch, I think this looks like really troll armor. Like, there's so many opportunities to bounce and arm the AP before it reaches the actual Citadel. American with spaced armor and waterline Citadel. What the shit? That's interesting. Because you remember, this thing is going to be hella fast, 33.2, add in speed flag, you're doing what, 35 knots? And it's also going to have radar. So it's not going to get... Look, this looks so stupid. Like, look at these barbettes. What the hell? What the shit, man? That is a funky looking wargaming fantasy, to say the least. Holy shit. Very HE resistant though. Besides, well, the superstructure is gonna be farmed, but all of this. I feel like this thing is gonna eat pins from everywhere. Well, actually, I don't know. From stern, yes, but if angled nose... This ship is gonna suck to fight if you got 380s though. Like, poor Bismarck and Tirpitz and Richelieu and all these other tier 8s that can't overmatch 27. Because this thing is gonna be so tanky against those. Like, good luck doing much to this. Interesting. Okay, so that we got to see one new one, and it was worrying. But okay, what do we have? Soviet. We have. Oh, Borodino is back. Borodino is back. That's the Russian radar ship, another radar battleship, isn't it? Yeah, Jesus. They just ran out of ideas. They're like, slap a radar on it. 12 kilometer, 25-second radar on a battleship. Nice. At tier 8. Because you know what tier 8 needs? More radars. I remember when their argument about Missouri was that it was a bad idea to add radar. Then they tried it on Soviet battleships and they were like, no, it's a bad idea. And now clearly money is running out, or they just want... Well, money is probably not running out, they just want more money. So now they're slapping radar on everything. 406's 27-second reload, 64.2k health, 19.6 km range. This thing has better range than the Colombo. This thing is tier 8, okay. 31.6, also very fast. Very fast for a BB. Wait, it's actually... You know, the Germans used to be like some of the fastest, but these things are straight up all faster than the Germans. In fact, isn't Germans 31.5? I think Bismarck is 31.5, so this one is exactly 31.6, so it's just faster. Interesting. It has battlecruiser dispersion as well. Gneisenau is the fastest German BB, yes. Bismarck is 31. Okay, so it's quite a bit faster. A lot of schnoes. All the guns are in the stern. These are just secondaries, even though they look quite meaty for secondary guns. Jesus. Borodino. Let's see. 25 upper nose, but holy shit, that's an icebreaker and a half. That is actually a huge icebreaker. Followed by 100mm. The Citadel, oh, that's a lot of Citadel actually. The Citadel is exposed. It's an exposed Citadel of 220mm. Does it have the sloped armor? Not really that much. Yeah, you don't want to give broadside on this thing, I think. A lot of cruisers are going to be able to punch through a 220 exposed like this. Upper belt 50, 50. Stern 25, 25, 50, 200. It's a Stalingrad hull. Yeah, actually, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Citadel is... Wait, I thought it was an exposed Citadel? It's not. It's still layered. Wait, hold on. No, oh, this entire thing is Citadel. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so that's a lot of goddamn Citadel. Holy shit. That's gonna be a lot of Citadel. It's very Stalingrad. Yeah, but AP bombers are gonna love this thing. And giving broadside in this thing is gonna get you really screwed. Like that's not Kremlin levels. Kremlin has like this really angled plate, which makes it much tankier than it appears. This thing doesn't have nearly the same angle. This is very much battlecruiser-esque armor. Like this thing, unlike the Constellation, which had layered and waterline citadel, this is actually a very vulnerable citadel. This thing is gonna get booty blasted if you give broadside. Look at the ass. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There might be hidden plates though. Keep in mind that there are very, very often hidden plates on Russian ships. There's like these hidden things that you can't see inside. That basically a lot of Russian ships have them. For example, Slava, that looks like it can be citadel through the nose, is actually completely impossible to citadel through the nose because it has a bunch of hidden plates inside that shatter or bounce the AP inside the hull. Did you notice that you can't see the ship stats even with the hull? Yeah. Tallinn can citadel Borodino at 16 kilometers. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's literally cruiser-esque. So yeah, very, very vulnerable citadel on this one. But then on the other hand, very tanky frontal nose. It can be overmatched, but radar. We'll see what the concealment values are. It's fast, it's got radar, it's very much a nose-in type of ship. We'll see. We'll see how well this will work. Seems interesting. 27-second main gun reload. It'll need something like concealment in its favor because it's going to be incredibly hard to disengage in this thing. Internal Borodino plating. Ah, here we go. That doesn't look like enough protection. How thick is that? That doesn't look like enough protection. Like there's always, you guys got to remember, World of Warships never shows the real plating. So that's the stern? Yeah, that's the stern, I think. So how thick is this? Is it gonna arm it? This is probably gonna protect. This is an angled thick plate. But this is all citadel. I think you can punch straight through the entire thing. It depends on your fuse arming time, I think. What about the nose? So there's an internal plate. There's an internal plate in the nose. One internal plate here and one internal like this. But I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. 50mm flat, 80mm vertical. They're that thick, these plates. Then there's a big chance they're going to arm the AP or bounce it before it reaches the sit. Actually, if this, how thick is this one? How thick is this one? Because if this one is thick enough, it's protecting the citadel and the icebreakers here. If this one is 50mm on the front, then it can't be citadel through the nose at all then. Because any shells that try to plunge into the citadel are gonna bounce from this 50mm plate. Okay, so there is internal protection as always. It's honestly, it's really standard on especially Russian ships. Or it's Wargaming's way of pretending like a ship is really vulnerable by making like the bow unmatchable, but then they add internal plates that make it impossible to actually score citadels. This is very common wargaming. This is extremely common wargaming. No overmatch with Yamato shells, no. I mean, there's an example. I posted an example, for example, on a Slava. Slava is another good example where it looks like that it has a 25mm nose, so you think you can citadel it. But then if you look at the nose, you have like a angled plate right behind the nose that's 420mm. You can't see it in World of Warships armor viewer. You can only see it with an external armor viewer. There's a 420mm plate here, and then there's an armor's plate on top of it like this. So the citadel is behind here. So even if you overmatch the nose, you'll never get past the internal plate. So you can't actually citadel it. And it has similar in the stern, a huge angled plate hidden inside the stern. The citadel is back here. So you can't actually, you can't get past. There's this huge slab of plating here, and then there's another set of plating here. So you're completely impossible to actually get into the citadel. So this is very standard wargaming. They don't show those in game, but they are absolutely there. You can see them on what is that site called, Chant? It's some armor viewer. Shit, what was it called? Game models 3D or something. I think you can see those. But it's standard wargaming thing. GameModels3D.com. Yeah, you can see it there. Right, so that was Constellation. That was Borodino. Anything German? We have looked at Weimar. They've been fiddling with that thing a fair bit. Turns out giving Mines reload at tier 7 was kind of broken, so they had to fix it. Agincourt we've looked at. Have we looked at Tiger? Have we looked at Tiger? I don't know if we've actually looked at Tiger. DCP. Super heal. Smoke. Radar. Really? 30-second 10-kilometer radar. Holy shit. And defensive AA. Jesus, 59 by the way. I remember back in the day when Wargaming was like, oh yeah, Belfast really taught us that radar and smoke on the same ship is a toxic combination, so we're not gonna add it anymore. Same thing like, oh, radar and battleship is a bad idea, so we're not gonna add it anymore. Every premium now has come slapped with like the most broken gimmicks. Interesting. It has only AP, so only Royal Navy AP. Super heal, smoke, radar, defensive. 152mm guns. 3.2 second reload. Health is only 33k, so squishy, but it is tier 8. 15.6, that is not the best of ranges. So the concealment will probably be quite good. 30.2 probably has Royal Navy acceleration though. Oh, the guns are on the both ends though. That's a really big limiting factor. See, this is a really big limit. If it could play nose in with 2 guns, with 2 3.2 second reload guns, if it could play nose in with 2, then I think this ship would be kind of busted. But the guns being this far apart means that you're gonna have to, and the firing angles are probably not the best either. You're gonna have to give a shit ton of broadside in this thing to actually use your guns. It looks gorgeous, but it looks also extremely Cold War, like as Cold War as you can. It basically, this isn't a 4 head, this is like a 5 head, a 6 head. And this amount of broadside being forced to give just to use your guns, that's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. We'll see how this thing works. It has a lot of gimmicks going for it, but the turret setup really is pretty nasty. Especially if the reload is 3.2, which doesn't seem that impressive. Let's see, armor or matchable. 25 though. Wait, that's not Minotaur armor. Minotaur and light cruise, super light cruisers have 16. This thing has 25. Interesting. Okay. 27mm deck, so it's standard light cruiser armor. 25 on a British light cruiser. Is this the first one? This is the first Royal Navy light cruiser that gets 25. What server are you on? I'm in Russia right now. Is it? I think it is. This is the first Royal Navy light cruiser that gets 25. 27, 25. 83, 83. Is it an exposed citadel? Let's look at the booty. Nothing protecting the booty. It's even got a little butthole. Aim here. Let's see. Oh wow, exposed citadel with 83mm plating. And or matchable central part of the citadel as well, which means plunging fist as well potential. So the citadel is most certainly vulnerable, extremely vulnerable. It's significantly above the waterline, no question about it. And it only has 83mm of plating, so if this thing does get caught, I mean it does have super heal, and it does have smoke, but 33k health with this kind of citadel means that it can absolutely get blapped. And it's also thick enough, unlike something like the Smolensk, so 83 is also vastly different from 70mm of plating like the Smolensk has. This is enough to arm all the AP in the game, so all battleship AP is going to arm on this citadel, so yeah, we'll see. It looks extremely explodable. Extremely explodable. The comms yeoman on my first ship served on one of those when he was a lad. Man, Jingles, you are one old dude. Holy moly, telling us the war stories. Tell us about the First World War, old man. What was it like to serve in the trenches? A detonation flag farmer. Okay, what else do we have? In the testing, aka the first iteration, had a bugged super heal with only 10% citadel damage that could be healed. Jesus, that would actually suck on a ship like that, because that thing is clearly going to get citadel. I think Jingles will be more offended by the army suggestion than the age. Not false, not false. Congress can be seen. Oh, Druid is here. This thing looks all sorts of busted. I've heard people go like, holy shit, what the fuck is this thing? Let's see. Damage control. Short burst smoke. Basically the best smoke you can possibly have. Short bursts are god tier smokes. 3 km hydro. And super heal. Specialized repair means super heal. Reload. 1.8 second reload. Ooh. This is Royal Navy AP. Like, they nerfed the heal. What did they nerf it to? It's supposed to lose the super heal. Oh, it's a daring one next update. Makes sense, because it looks all sorts of whack. 25.3k health, which is really good. 12.1, that's not too bad. 35, that's slow. That's really slow with no speed boost. But the thing this thing had, yeah, this is the thing with the Druid though. It had both the guns in the front. So you can go nose in with super fast reloading AP guns and just smash, and you won't take nearly as much damage as most other DDs who have to give broadside to use all the guns. Not a single torpedo either. Some fair bit of AA in the back here, but obviously this thing is very much a pure Dakka ship. No more super heal though. That's going to be interesting to see how it works out. If it doesn't make it automatically worse than the daring, I don't know. It still has 25.3k health. You pop survivability expert on that, and you got like 29k health on a destroyer that has short burst smoke. That's could be all sorts of nasty like to deal with. No torpedoes does limit it a fair bit though, because it means rushing the ship is much easier. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't look at the armor. I guess we can look at the armor real fast. But I mean, I think it's standard 19mm. I'd be very surprised if it had anything except standard 19. Yeah, standard 19. Standard 19 squish. What else do we have? France? Anything new for France? Nothing new for France. Pan-Asia. Nothing new here. Just a bunch of copy-pasta ships. Imagine the entire Pan-Asian line is literally just copy-pasted ships. we got the knockoff Akizuki. We got the knockoff Kutuzov. We got the Benson. We got the Saipan. We got the... What's Silivangi? Is that somewhat original? I don't remember what ship Silivangi was. Wukong is knockoff Charles Martel. Oh, never mind. Silivangi was the Ognaboy with the Hydra. Baiji was Izumo. Wujing is Alsace. Huanghe is original though. Or is it just a shitty Perth? I don't know. Anshan is... well, it's a fusion. I think Huanghe is just knockoff Perth. Man, this tech tree. Interesting. Italy. Oh, this is interesting, because here we can look at bravissimo, bravo, Napoli. .254mm guns, 17-second reload. HEAP, no sap. It's 559.2k health. That seems about standard for a heavy cruiser in the modern age of World of Warships. Having roughly 1.5 Zhao's worth of health is what I consider a good amount. A rough 1.5 Zhao's. You never want to go to 1 Zhao or even worse, below a Zhao in health, because then you're like trash tier. 1 Zhao is already pretty bad, but 1.5 Zhaos, that's a pretty solid amount to have. 1.5 Zhaos is pretty okay. And then we have torpedoes, 13.9k. These are completely new torps. 56 knots, 13.5. 16.3 range. That is not that. That is pretty shit. I mean, it's still better than many like Des Moines and such, but propulsion 35.5. Okay, holy shit, this thing is fast. Speed flag on top of that, and what you're doing over 37 without anything else. 95-second reload, 56 knots torps. Standard damage con. Exhaust smoke generator. Okay. The thing with the Napoli was, though, even though it has 254mm guns, for some reason it has a smoke firing penalty of 8.8 kilometers. So it had 1 kilometer better smoke firing than the Venezia, even though the guns are bigger. It made no sense. Like all sorts of questionable power creep. Fighter. And repair part, standard repair part. One of the gimmicks on this ship is, of course, that they made the secondaries on the ship SAP secondaries. They didn't give them to Italian BBs, they're giving it to the Napoli. So the Napoli is going to be a cruiser with SAP secondaries, which is with smoke as well. So it's all sorts of what. Why though? That's a very good question. Like that, it could have been added to the Italian BBs to make them. I don't know. I don't get it. Cooldown on the heel, 80 seconds, not 30. Preview-wise, that's a lot of super strong. Man, that town. These ships look pretty damn modern as well. Torpedoes are very far in the back of the ship. That's generally not a good thing. Mostly because if you do drive-bys, you want the torpedoes to be center, so you get the torps off earlier. The problem with having torps in the back is that the enemy ship is basically here and gets to slap you by the time you can actually launch the torpedoes. One of the things that always annoyed me with the Odin was the torps in the back of the ship. Let's look at the armor. Okay, so 60mm icebreaker, because you know, it was a really common problem in the Mediterranean with all the ice just blocking off Italy from the rest of the world. So they had to invest heavily into the icebreaker so that they could move out of their port and sail down into Africa. A really important feature of the Mediterranean Italian ships. So it's a good thing that they Wargaming thought of this and included it in the design. I appreciate it. Historical accuracy, I like it. 25mm upper nose. 40mm deck armor, 60mm upper belt. Interesting. Not sure about these things. Yeah, we're gonna get some weird bounces into these things eating weird damage. 220mm. Wait, this isn't Citadel. This is armor. So this is not 220. This is layered. Oh boy. Oh boy. Fair enough. Ooh, this looks like a shell trap. This looks like it's gonna eat a fair bit of damage. Yeah, this looks pretty vulnerable here. A 60mm protection right around the rudder, though. Interesting. Let's see what we have behind it. Boom. Oh boy. Okay. Oh shit. What the hell is this? 30mm turtleback. That's better than what the Italian BBs got, isn't it? They got 25. So this thing got a 30mm turtleback. That's a weird looking one as well. And 55 behind it? Wait, what the hell is... What am I watching? Oh wait, this is all Citadel. Holy shit, wait, hold on. What the shit is this design? Yeah, it's 30 up here though. And it is 30 to overmatch. Yeah, I think it'll be... Okay, but you can... I think you can just punch straight through the side. It has a bit of a trolley Citadel going on, but if you shoot low enough, I think you just go... You can I still have to get past the other part of the turtleback now. Really weird looking Citadel. Really weird Citadel. What are those plates? Internal armor? Where the hell is that plate? Where's that 60mm plate, random gamer? The angle looks so weird. I feel like if you just punch through I don't know. Will this be enough to protect them? Does this help? Is that like a deck armor? Well, I don't understand what part of... Is it the layer between here? It's the layer between here, I guess. That's 60mm. Interesting. What a weird looking... Regardless, that's a lot of armor. That's a lot of armor, though. For a cruiser, 220 plus 55 plus potential turtleback shenanigans. We're talking about a lot of armor to punch through. So, a lot of armor, and it's got sap secondaries. It's got sap secondaries and exhaust smoke and torpedoes. Kinda nasty actually, this thing rushing you if you don't have like... if you don't have a radar. If you have hydro, I mean if he just parks at 6 km sitting in his smoke and just farming you with sap secondaries and shit. I don't know, it's gonna be weird. Technically still a cruiser. Yep, it is absolutely a cruiser. Eger died for this. Eger did die for this. Interesting. Weird looking ship. It also has the... oh yeah, it has the most accurate secondaries in the game. I forgot about that. That was such bullshit though. Like the fact that they literally stated that they were the most accurate. I mean, I tweeted about this quite recently, actually, when they mentioned this, that the Napoli follows Wargaming's recent design pattern. Nerf all secondaries in the game, then introduce new super accurate secondaries on premiums. Create a problem, sell a solution. They posted a dev blog. Yeah, here it is. They buffed the secondaries. These are sap secondaries. And then their accuracy has been improved. Now the secondary battery of Napoli will be more accurate than that of any other ship in the game. Like, that's gonna be yikers. That's gonna be yikers. But I mean, we can tell that money is obviously heavily on their mind when we're looking at this constant radar and gimmick fiestas. People complain about Siegfried? Of course they complain about Siegfried, because some people actually bought Siegfried so they can play it secondary. It wasn't optimal, but they bought it for that reason. And then Wargaming butchered all the secondaries on the cruisers, and now they introduced Napoli to be a secondary cruiser. It's like... they have reason to complain. It's kind of bullshit. Anything here? Oh, Yukon is here. We haven't looked at Yukon. 381mm guns, 60.5k health at tier 7. Huh. That's pretty hefty. 15.7 range. That's pretty trash. It does have spotter plane though. 28 knots. So this is straight up a battleship drafted from King George equipped with 300. Okay. So this thing has super heal. So this is the one that they're basically they're removing Nelson so they can add this instead. They're removing Nelson so they can add this instead. So super heal on this one. Spotter plane. Yeah. Let's go look. Let's look at this thing. This looks well, very much just like a KJV with Monarch guns. Am I wrong? Or is it just straight up a monarch? It's a copy pasta monarch. Monarch is KGB though. Kinda. They have the same hull. Interesting. 26, 26, that's standard. 26, 26. So this is standard tier 6. Nelson used to have a huge citadel. Does this thing have a huge citadel as well? 381mm plating, that's not too bad. Wait, where's the citadel? Oh no. Oh no. Please don't do this, Wargaming. Tell me you're not. It's waterline. It's waterline. It's a waterline citadel on a ship that has Nelson Hill. Fucking Christ. This, like, Nelson having super heal is not a problem because Nelson has a huge citadel that makes it extremely vulnerable. This compensates for the advantage that it has. Like it makes it balanced. Like you give it the bullshit. You give it the bullshit heal because it has such a vulnerable citadel. But like look, if we look at Nelson's heal, we got armor is. Let's get rid of the torpedo plating. Behind this, we got 300. Look at the citadel. This is Nelson's citadel. It's a huge slab of nothing but vulnerability. Protected by 330 and 356. So that entire citadel is not a thing on. Yeah, this thing does have 32, which to some extent limits the damage that it eats on the central parts, but I mean, the super heal is much more effective against HE spam. That's the thing. Battleships can't heal citadel damage. That's the great weakness of battleships. They heal something like 10% of it. So this thing trading some of this plating to eat more HE spam, but in return basically gaining huge citadel mitigation is a really fucking good trade. The armor is better as well. The armor is just straight up better as well. Oh, and only this part is actually, this is 380. Yeah. Jesus. Oof. Oof. Yukon has worse heal than Nelson? Does it? Yukon heal is... it's specialized. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. On a 60.5. 1 to 10. Okay, what is Nelson? Let's see, let's take off the flag. Take off the flag. This thing has how much health? Less health, so it should be... What do you mean? No, it doesn't. It has the exact same heal. Restoration of non-citadel damage reduced from 75 to 60%. Oh, so that's the trade-off. 15%. Interesting. Kieran, thank you for the 14, Sefnet 33, Osmal 40, Oblivion 14. I don't know. This is worrying. It's going to be more vulnerable to HE spam, but on the other hand, in the hands of a... We'll see what the concealment is, really. That's going to be such a decision maker, but... it's going to be really rough to deal with, because compared to Nelson can't push in a brawl at all. Because if Nelson tries to push in a brawl, you just citadel him to shit. This thing, on the other hand, with the waterline citadel, he can absolutely do drive-bys and shit. and then pop super heal afterwards. The gun's at 381, Nelson at 406s though, so that's bad for the Yukon. Depends on what the reload is going to be. And what depends, I'm going to build 30-second reload. We'll see how the guns perform. Monarch guns are not exactly known for their power. On the other hand, this is tier 7, which is much more forgiving. 3.8 is at tier 7 are much more powerful than 3.8 is at tier 8. Because basically all the heavy cruisers gain, all the ships that gain 27mm plating, they gain it at tier 8. They don't gain it at tier 7. So you can still overmatch everything at your tier. 12.6, 12.8 base? Ooh, what? 12.8 x 0.9 x 0.97 is 11.2 concealment. That's pretty goddamn good. We'll see. Well, we shall see. Is there anything else? Pan America? Nothing in Pan America. So that was all the upcoming ships.